What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Shrek, and we're back with another video, guys. This is teeing off the last video. We went ahead and replaced the coolant reservoir on the previous one, and now we're going with the knock sensor. As you guys can see, we tried running a regen. Unfortunately, because of the reservoir, it wouldn't stay on. I did unplug the sensor to run it, and by running it that way, we found out that the knock sensor wasn't reading anymore. So we will be going to replace it right now, and I'll show you guys how it's done. Stay tuned. All right, guys, so getting right into this knock sensor, we will have to remove this step, which are 4 Torx bolts. I mean 8, sorry. So it's 4 on top, 4 on the bottom. 8 Torx bolts to get to the one box. The knock sensor is behind the one box. Let's go ahead and remove these bolts and get it done. All right, guys, so we do have the step now off. We do have to remove this cover. This cover goes on the side of the one box, and the sensor goes inserted right back there by the exhaust pipe. So this is the sensor we're looking at. This little box will be inside of here. So let's go ahead. I believe it's 10s that you need to take off the cover, and then there's a few 10s in there as well for the brackets. And then for the back of the sensor, you do need one of these oxygen sensor sockets. It is a 7/8 22 mil, and pretty much basic tools. You need to take that one off. Let me go down there and show you guys more. All right, so like I said, this is the sensor right here. You do remove it with the oxygen sensor. You might be able to get away with the wrench on this one. Some of them have a shield over this that you do have to use that socket. And like I said, right here we do have this box, which we have to remove a few bolts to remove this cover. All right, so a little update, guys. We did remove 1, 2, 3, 4 bolts. We did unclip this, just little clips right here to hold the harness. Took this sensor out. We're gonna move it out of the way. And then we have this sensor that we did the same. We are removing this line, and this has a little clip in the back that we're gonna remove. So we could go ahead and remove this shield or move it out of the way, because our sensor is right behind this shield. It does have a connector. I will show you guys right now. And we did go ahead and spray this one down with PB Blaster just to make it loose right now that we go over to that side. So here it is, guys. We did have to unclip this from down there. We cut a zip tie over here just to loosen out the harness. We did go ahead and loosen all the harnesses out just to have enough wiggle room to be able to turn this around. Like I said, this has a clip on it. It's one of those clips that you have to stick a little pin in it and start bringing this yellow tab out while you're pulling on the cord or on the connector. This sensor has 2 bolts, 1, 2. Real quick and easy. Remove that, take off the clip, remove those 2 bolts, and it's a little box attached to the sensor. Then you remove it over here, replace it, and that's it. Let me go ahead and remove this so I can get started on that and show you guys. All right, guys, so unfortunately we're running into issues where this sensor is being really stubborn. I'm either going to get a 7/8 wrench, try to remove it that way, or we will be cutting off the top, just inserting a socket into it. This sensor does have a core. Fortunately, the core they need the box part, because regardless, they do cut off the sensor and replace the sensors. So with that being said, if we can't get it off right now with the wrench, we will be cutting it off and just putting a socket on it. All right, guys, just a small update. We did have to cut it. We used our grinder, small grinder, and as you guys can see, we have a torch there. So we used the socket. It's a 7/8 regular 3/8 drive socket with our ratchet on it. We went ahead and gave it the torch treatment. We ground the sensor in half because the socket wouldn't fit, and then we went ahead and hit it with the torch for about 2 to 3 minutes. Get it really nice and hot, and even then it was a struggle. But we finally got it off. It is completely off. We will now go ahead and replace it with the new one and go ahead and run a regen. Hopefully it passes, everything gets buttoned back down, and we're good to go on this truck. So let me go ahead and put this one back on and get started on the cover, putting it back over there. Alright guys, so there it is. We put it back together, zip tied everything, that way nothing gets burnt. We will now go ahead and plug up to the computer. Try to run a regen. If it runs a regen, great. While it's running it, we're going to pick up all our mess, all our tools, put everything away, because this one was somewhat of a hassle. Nothing out of the ordinary, but it wasn't the usual easy peasies. So let's go ahead and plug up, start running the regen, and then we'll come back and put the steps and everything back on. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and turn it on. Those are the codes still. In order to clear them, we have to run a regen. So let's go ahead and run that, and we will check with it in a bit. All right guys, my apologies if it's a little loud, but here's a small update. As you can see, some of the check engine lights have came off already. We do have one left. So we do have one check engine light left. Hopefully it comes off by the time the regen is done. Very good way to find out that your knock sensor is out is your SCR outlet knock sensor will read, I believe it's 1660. So that's a good way to figure out if it won't move. This one was at a -8 earlier. So that's a good way if the values don't move or don't change. That's under the SCR system tab. But of course, this is with the DDL program. So let's let it keep it running, and we'll be back with it. As you guys can see, it hasn't thrown a check engine light for the coolant reservoir either. Right now while we wait, I'm going to go ahead and, this is not part of my job, but it's all bumpy and I hate driving through this, so I'm gonna go ahead and try to even this out. And their driveway is messed up too, so while I wait, I will go fix that. All right guys, so the regen just completed, and as you guys can tell, nothing is active anymore. They will come off the system or off the program after a few key cycles. And there we go, no more check engine light, guys. It completely ran the regen and then key cycled it, and now we're at permanent. If you guys can see that, sorry guys. There we go. So they're just on permanent, which they will come off, like I said, after a few key cycles. One key cycle took off the reservoir one. So that's gonna be it for today, guys. Quick and easy, or maybe not so quick or not so easy, but through the power of YouTube, it looked pretty easy. So gave you guys some instructions, some pointers on how to take off that knock sensor, which will help you with your DPF system run cleaner. It will save fuel, run stronger, you know the jazz. As always, guys, thank you guys for watching. If you're out on the road, be safe. If you're at home, enjoy time with your family. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and Happy New Year. See you guys on the next one, guys. Peace.